My city created a flawed, shop local stimulus program. I used a tactic inspired by George Soros to get a 30% discount on my property taxes, which forced the city to shut the whole program down. Now the community hates me. I live in a mid-sized city that has been struggling economically. To stimulate local commerce, the city council launched an ambitious program called Oakwood Forward. The mechanism was simple. For every $1 you spent at a registered local business, you received a voucher for $1 in Oakwood bucks. These bucks could then be used to pay for municipal services at a 1:1 ratio. Property taxes, utility bills, parking permits, etc. The intent was clear. Encourage people to shop locally instead of at big box stores. The problem, which I saw immediately, was in the design. They had essentially created a new currency, Oakwood bucks, and pegged it one to the US dollar, but they had no mechanism to control its creation or defend the peg. It was a fixed exchange rate with a fatal, exploitable flaw. I was staring down a $15,000 property tax bill, and an idea started to form. I was reading a book about the great currency trades, specifically George Soros's legendary 1992 bet against the British pound. He saw that the Bank of England had pegged the pound to the German Deutschmark at an artificially high rate they couldn't possibly defend. He bet against it and broke the bank. I realized my city council, in their earnestness, had made the same mistake. They couldn't defend the one peg of the Oakwood buck. My mission: acquire Oakwood bucks for significantly less than their $1 face value. I needed to find the weakest point in the system. This wasn't a bank, but a local business desperate for cash flow. I found it in a small, independent hardware store run by an older gentleman named Frank. His business was struggling, and he was a registered Oakwood Forward participant. I walked in and made him a proposal. I would give him $10,500 in cash right there on the spot. In return, he would ring me up for a $15,000 sale of assorted building materials that I would never actually take possession of. He was confused. I laid it out. He receives $10,500 in immediate real dollar working capital. He has zero cost of goods sold, so that $10.5K is pure profit. I receive a receipt for $15,000, which I can then take to City Hall to claim 15,000 Oakwood bucks. He thought about it for a minute, then his eyes lit up. He understood. It was a risk-free cash injection for him. He agreed. We made the transaction. The next day, I walked into the city treasury office with my receipt, claimed my 15,000 Oakwood bucks, and immediately used them to pay my entire property tax bill. I effectively paid a $15,000 liability for $10,500, saving myself $4,500. The city treasurer was speechless. The council called an emergency meeting. They accused me of fraud, but my lawyer, whom I had consulted beforehand, confirmed I had broken no laws. I made a legitimate purchase at a registered business and used the program's vouchers exactly as the rules dictated. The fault wasn't mine. It was in their poorly designed economic policy. They had to honor the payment, but they suspended the Oakwood Forward program the next day, citing unforeseen loopholes. Frank is happy with his cash infusion, but many other local business owners who were enjoying the organic stimulus are furious with me. My neighbors see me as the man who single-handedly destroyed a community program for my own selfish gain. I see it differently. I treated their system like a real economy, identified an arbitrage opportunity, and executed a trade. I believe that if you're going to create a currency, you must be prepared to defend it. They weren't. So, Reddit, AITA for applying macroeconomic principles to a local stimulus program, effectively bankrupting it while legally paying off my taxes at a discount.